And so my offensive continues. Before I move on to attack the cottage, which should lie here, I'm going to send the navy with the diplomat south. Here in the south, I want to find out if I could easily take the city. It looks like I can take it reasonably easy. Also, there are Numidian diplomats there, so it could be a great opportunity for me to have a treaty with them as well. Okay, Carthage is currently neutral. That's their capital settlement, as you can see here. The Carthage should lie south, and without a doubt, it would be a very fine addition to our empire. We could take Aralis if possible. Carthage's main army, if such exists, is either in Sicily or south of the great city of Carthage. Now, in here, on the other hand, I just have to kind of further start mustering my forces. I am making a slight loss here, as you can see, and this loss will surely expand further. I don't like that, but there's not much I can do about it. That would increase my population growth. This would as well increase population growth. Temple of Ceres. Paved roads would improve trade. How much am I making on trade here anyway? It looks like 500. Over 500 here. 33. And here 124. Okay. So, Aretum is currently my main bringer of income. Now, the war with Gaul should start as soon as I'm ready, but I'm not sure if I can get ready of this without taking the city of Carthage itself. This settlement right here needs to expand. It has very high taxes on it. If I would increase my taxes to very high, would I be making money? It looks like I would be making money, but I wouldn't be making by nearly as much as I would like to be making. Besides, here the population needs to increase a lot more rapidly. So I will keep the taxes low, and this would lower my income. In any case, I have enough income just for a few brigades to be recruited anyway, so that's not much. A suitable husband. You see, an interesting thing here. He's a good defender, he's drill master. This man likes to drill his troops incessantly. This drive for efficiency is not entirely popular. -2 morale for all troops in the battlefield, plus 15% to movement points, gives armies the ability to force march, +1 to law, improves public order, confident commander. In this case, I wouldn't choose him because the armies would lose morale or be at a disadvantage in battle and be more likely to run away or die due to overexhaustion because he drills his troops and then forces them too much too far away without thinking on their psychological and physical ability to fight, which would hinder, in this case, their ability to fight. He's not a prominent commander. Now, one thing about this is that he would effectively create a new family. And what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try and keep Julius' family only here. And the only case I would adopt somebody or bribe somebody into my own family is if they are of great strategical importance. That's the end of term report. I'm losing money. Oh, look at that! I wasn't. I think I had less. In any case, I'm not sure now. I can't really see the previous one, probably. I think I had below 6,000, but it doesn't look so right now. In any case, two more Hastati brigades have sprung up. Here we see that I'm going to decline. Here we see that the Carthaginians have marched out a single brigade out of the city. Now, if we attack them while they're outside of the city, we could draw the rest of the garrison out, and in this way defeat the enemy.
Can I be of service?
With far greater
honor.
Effectiveness. Now I'm going to move the diplomat forward here in hopes of him intercepting
without delay
that Numidian diplomat wherever he is. It looks like that will not happen.
Depleted, sir.
In any case,
Captain. Ready to sail.
It's time for me to send out this force. Oh, would you look at that? Let's take a look at the strategic situation right now. We see that they have the Carthage has an army in Sicily here. We see that they have most of the forces here in Sicily, I guess, and this force has been suffering quite a bit because I see that the bar isn't as full as it should be. Let's take a look at the diplomacy relations. Carthage. Their enemies are Greek cities. As well, let's go to the Senate officials and ask them about Senate's opinion on Carthage. The Senate has, after due deliberation, decided that these people are not to be considered friends of Rome. Their claims to territory, freedom and independence should be disputed at every conceivable opportunity. These people can be absorbed into the empire by occupying their cities and imposing good Roman culture in place of their foul and inferior ways. By bringing them our gods, our laws and our just administration, the towns will become fine examples of our great Roman civilization. You see, if I defeat them here, would take one or a couple of these settlements, this would bring Scipii to a limited position. You see, as Scipii, they would fight Carthage, Brutii would fight the Greeks, and I would fight the Gauls with my Juliae family. If I take out Carthage's cities, this would hinder Scipii's ability to expand rapidly. They would have to choose a different direction. And they may not expand even further out of Sicily. There is such a chance, after all. In any case, when I declare war on Carthage, the Scipii will likely declare war on Carthage as well, which is a good thing for me. In any case, now I'm going to land. Oh, look at that! I've ended up being intercepted. And this means I will not be able to land as quickly as I want. This noble servant of the Roman people can move no further, as his way is blocked by a settlement or the forces of another faction. His way ahead will need to be reassessed. It looks like we have been blocked, which isn't good. Now what I'm gonna do next, I'm going to further increase my forces. It looks like rebels sprung up here, and
Sir!
we will have to try and defeat them in battle.
Sir!
Let's do just that then. But first, I need to assemble my forces together. And next turn, with the combined force, we shall engage the rebels.
No more moves,
You
sir.
see, we marched out into Gaul territory. Gauls do have an army here.
At your service. On my way.
It looks like that's Lugoterix. That's his name. Okay, I cannot turn this off, but I could go for growth, cultural, balance, financial, military build. I'm just gonna go for financial for now, and I'm not gonna build anything besides the troops. And going to into construction and recruitment. Done. Okay. Here we see a rebel navy, or the pirates. 2 additional Hastati brigades have been constructed, and the Shrine of Bacchus. Okay. Our finances are at minus 1000, which is very bad. And we'll further construct
Imperator, forward.
troops. Get my forces together to a minimum, so now our troops have assembled and they are surely prepared to face the rebels. Also,
ready.
it's time for me to
All ashore.
sail out my army on Carthaginian shores.
Ready to sail.
Join the navymen.
Joining the fleet.
Before the war starts,
Sir,
I would
without delay.
prefer to speak with the
I shall
Numidian
speak with them at once.
diplomat who is nearby. First of all, let's talk trade. They would accept this, and then let's exchange our information on our locations. They would demand money. What if I would give them less than they are asking? They would accept, and now we've got ourselves some valuable information on their cities. And as you can see in the map, they are holding vast territories, vast desert territories, and some of these are being held far away, like right here. So we know what's lying in the south or North Egypt. While I see no powerful Carthaginian armies, I'm glad.
Sir,
That gives me an opportunity to
engage the enemy.
tag them and defeat them. Here. So he's done. This man's manner and lifestyle tends to be severe and unforgiving. He's a faction leader. That's good. Let's attack.
Engage the enemy.
Forces close to the city of Carthage. It looks like they would
Victory!
not engage. War. War has broken out with these people. They're now our enemies.
Ready to sail.
Okay.
Imperator,
There's nothing else
engage
left
the enemy.
for me but to siege the city of Carthage,
Besieging settlement, sir.
and in this way advance. Look at that, I can build a hell of a lot of ladders. That is a bit surprising, I would think. In any case, I don't need that many,
Settlement under siege, sir.
because I would prefer my forces to pour into the city through the gap, and there's not that many of them anyway.
Engage the enemy.
So I'm just gonna have
Settlement under siege, sir.
My
Ready to sail.
navy needs to go back.
Set sail.
The Carthage's navy forces here are just too
No
numerous.
more moves,
The next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to assemble my forces and advance on the rebels.
Victory!
The rebels
Sir!
would
Sir! Prepare for battle!
try to run. Let's see what we've got here. Town Watch. The Town Watch are local workers and peasants given enough training to defend their homes and keep order in streets. They're no substitute for fully trained Roman legionnaires, but then they are not expected to be more than citizen militia with an interest in keeping the peace, and possibly they might have some firefighting duties. They do not have much equipment, as the most they are expected to do is stand behind their spears and shields and then hold position when charged. By and large, this they manage to do. And here we have generals, rebel generals, bodyguards, a bunch of elites. Elites are light skirmishing troops who screen the main battle line of an early PATRON legion as it advances. They're armed with javelins and a stabbing sword and carry a small round shield but no other protection. It is their task to harass the enemy before the main combat begins. Elites are recruited from younger citizens who lack the experience or the money for their own gear to fight as hastati or other heavy infantry. As well, they have the hastati themselves. Okay, let's move on to the battlefield now. Okay, the rebels. Now, this army currently that I'm raising is intended to fight the Gauls, but I think it would be best to send this army south to the islands that currently
The hair
belong
has been gutted, and the units on my orders.
to
Units!
Carthage.
Units!
So this is what I currently have here on me. These are the Town Watch. Not very good at fighting though. They're not. Alright. Let's march our troops forward and let's form them up. Also, I'm going to fast forward this. They don't have much here as well, but they would still pose a threat to the settlements that are currently being guarded only by the Town Watch. Okay. I'm sure they will be breaking very quickly. It's gonna take a little bit of time before our troops get into a position. Now, the thing about battles here is an interesting point. You see, they will chain round, that's how it's called, because it kind of ends up being a chain, one too many routes. So if, for example, these rebels of the Town Watch, these peasants with the Town Watch would route, then
Units, forward!
the hastati may route as well. So these movements of my general have made everybody to feel uneasy. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I'm going to issue charge orders. It looks like they had more than I remember. The elites were hidden, and I'm going to charge enemy general with my own. Okay. We are going to shoot.
The enemy general is running away. This is no... The gods be praised! The enemy general is dead! His men know their doom approaches!
Alright, it looks like we're breaking them on a few sides here already. And they do not look like they're going to stay in the fight for long.
The enemy army is in flight! Pursue them and drive them from the battlefield!
Alright. There's not that many of them left. Let's make sure that it stays that way. Let's throw javelins at the leads. Not that many actually landed, unfortunately. And the elites may escape. They do not have a general's presence any longer because he's dead. And that will be it.
Rome demands victory from her generals, and this day is clearly our victory!
The leader wasn't of a noble birth, or anybody given a title of a noble. It was just a captain, or pretty much an unknown fellow.
Sir, forward!
Okay. And the troops can go back.
Sir! Orders!
And
Orders! Orders!
that's the thing. Nothing more to say. Here I'm further going to recruit, retrain, recruit, and then we'll set forward. End of turn report, months 1300. Let's see, coming of age, AndYouLeftTheGame. Looks like that's another one of our leaders. And this is one is military genius, which is an extraordinary trait. This man was born a military genius. With a battle experience, he could become an exceptional commander, a military extravagant. Money is only as much use as the things it is spent on, in this man's opinion, so he's not very good at managing, but very good at fighting. Marriage celebration. It looks like he just got married. So this one was kind of seduced. Well, it couldn't. Well, this one got his 12-year-old wife very early on. That's obviously there are laws there, so 12-year-old girls considered to be women, I guess so. In any case, here
Imperator!
I'm going
Orders!
to
Imperator! Sir! Sir!
send troops to Arretium. And I'm going to stop recruiting.
Imperator! Move out!
Maybe. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. Because I could easily build more. What exactly I want to do here is I want to first of all see if my navy would reach the port.
Aye aye, Captain!
And from this port I would probably sail to Corrales
No more moves, sir!
with the forces that I currently have. So I will muster additional forces before we successfully move out. Okay. Now, Okay, diplomatic information. It looks like other Roman nations have joined my efforts to win against Sparta, and Armenia has declared war on Seleucid Empire. Here we see a few brigades retrained and a few brigades currently made. So, because the Gauls didn't attack us, we have managed to create a small army. And even a leader has been born with 4 stars in that kind of depict his ability to lead, and it looks like he's the best leader we currently have. So he was grown from an early age to become a military genius, and he has a good start, and due to this he's going to be given a command of the troops to march out on Karalis. Also, a new trade has been gained to Quintus Julius. Cook, +1 to personal security, improves the chances of detecting and foiling assassination attempts. This guy got a cook in his court. Also, he's a poor farmer. The countryside and farming have no appeal for this man. -1 from farming output. That's not good. That's not good at all. Let's take a look how his presence impacts income at Segesta. It looks like it does not impact the income well. As you can see now, Segesta is making a lot more money. Let's try this again. Okay, now it kind of ended up being fixed, really, but we're not making more money. So that's an interesting thing to kind of look for. In any case, I would prefer to keep him in the city rather than outside of the city. Let's find out how it would go down anywhere else, and in here it wouldn't affect the city positively. And even after that, it didn't got fixed, so it's actually a risky business to move out of their city. So it's probably best not to do it, but at the same time it's a gamble. It's just a gamble. He may march out and then they all would just fix things, otherwise they may march out and they would just corrupt things. In any case, here we're going to
Prepare for battle.
assault the city. So what do we have here? We have Hasdrubal. He has in his court a herald. Having someone else blow one's trumpet is infinitely more pleasurable. +2 influence. Priest of Baal. A priest spends half of a lifetime studying subjects related to his god. He can spend the other half putting it to good use. 20% discount on agent training costs, +1 to law, improves public order. Natural born general. Confident in defense. Sharp. This man is quick to grasp new situations and doesn't miss much. Very lively. Sneaky ambusher. Even-handed. This man has a fine legal mind and a good sense of what constitutes a just decision. Faction leader. So this is the faction leader. Being the leader of a faction gives this man a certain amount of power and influence regardless of his ability. Okay, he's not alone here. He has Bomekar, 16-year-old Lord, tax assessor. This man has a talent for collecting taxes and is honest enough to make sure that the money reaches the treasury. Poor farmer. The countryside and farming have no appeal for this man. Testy. This man suffers from irrational bouts of irritation at the shortcomings of his underlings. They suffer as a result. Command talent. This man has shown a natural talent for military matters since birth. Okay, what else do we have here? Town militia. Town militia trained bands of citizens dragged from their homes and shops, given a spear each and some rudimentary training before they're thrown into battle. Their war gear is literally no more than a cheap shield and a spear, so they are defensive troops best used against light cavalry. They should not be expected to stand unsupported against an enemy. And until they have been seasoned by surviving a battle or two, they shouldn't be expected to do much more than defend themselves. They are, however, cost-effective to raise. Okay, we see more of these town militia. Numidian mercenaries can form Cantabrian circle, good morale, good stamina, fast moving. Numidian cavalry are superb mounted skirmishers who weaken the enemy with javelins. Numidia produces the finest cavalry in all Africa, if not the Western Mediterranean world. Armed with javelins, these mercenaries can be a nightmare for an opponent, as it can prove practically impossible to pin them down in combat. Their tactics are to pelt the enemy with deadly volleys of javelins and then swiftly retreat. If the enemy stand, they are slaughtered with volleys of javelins. If they run, the Numidian cavalry can ride them down. Instinctive riders, the Numidians are famed for not using a saddle or reins, using only a stick to direct their horses. Nevertheless, they maneuver with the grace of a flock of birds, having adapted to the broken expanses of their homelands. Numidian cavalry also have great stamina, so they're considered to be one of the finest horsemen. Obviously, it's due to them living in North Africa and they have to travel great distances, which in turn makes them superb cavalrymen. Okay, the general's bodyguard, that's how they look like, loyal spear-armed cavalry. This general has a bodyguard of loyal spear-armed cavalry to accompany him into the field. Armed with spears, these men are shock cavalry, able to deliver a devastating charge attack. They are then well trained enough to fight effectively in contained hand-to-hand combat. Like all generals' guards, this unit is best committed to the fight at the point of crisis, when the general's inspirational leadership and the combat power of his men can tip the balance. Okay, there's also Iberian infantry. Kensap. Iberian infantry are fast-moving close combat infantry. They may not be the best trained troops, but they are cost-effective warriors. They are one of the basic units available to generals in the Carthaginian-influenced world. Every Iberian infantryman carries a shield in addition to his short sword, but his only other protection is a helmet. He relies on speed and agility instead of armor. They are best employed against enemy spearmen and, like other infantry, can be vulnerable to cavalry attacks. Okay, it's time to begin the battle. So, the Carthaginians
Take up the shield!
are in
Grasp
Sicily.
the spear! Sharpen the sword's edge!
Well, we are
This
at Carthage.
is a day of destiny! And fate of many will be decided in this place! Those overly proud men over there are the Carthaginians. They think they are our equals, our enemies. I think they are waiting to die. They stand alone. No friend has come to this place to die for them. Does this not say something about their honor? They're standing among nations? On this field stand 1 in 4 of our people's warriors. We are enough then to win great honor and do great service. This and more I have no doubts that you will do. They have been lulled into a false sense of security by a...
Okay, that was a very nice speech. So here we're going to dig a tunnel underneath the wall, and in this way we're going to simply
Triarii! Move! Milites! Units! Archers! General! Units! Ladders! March!
defeat them like that.
March!
Okay, So,
The enemy has brought up more men!
well, the fact that they brought a few others is fine. Let's just start digging those tunnels. I've sent in Triarii.
Start digging!
Good Roman engineers and narrow work! It can only be a matter of time before the walls crumble!
Yes, and here we do see that they hold presence, but this presence of theirs will likely end up being reduced greatly. Here I'm going to send in these to shoot at them. Also the elites. Let's see if they're going to be hit by tower fire. And it looks like the tower is certainly shooting, without a doubt it is. And that's not good. The archers are shooting as well. The elites, yeah, they're doing the job, but my elites are falling at numbers that are too great. Also, the archers are barely making an impact. And I lost quite a few elites there as well. I'm going to march elites here and let the archers shoot. They do inflict casualties, not nearly as many as I would like them to. Here we see how the tunnel kind of moves. I'm going to fast forward this for a bit. Archers can go back now. Quite a few of them died for a very, very bad exchange. Also, we see how the rest of the troops look like here. Okay. And now we're going to wait. The walls are breaking, and when they'll fall, we'll start to march in everybody. There's no need to take the walls anymore. I have no doubts about that. Everybody is running.
The engineering works have gone well. The enemy walls are now undermined.
To the gap, and we will be running into the city itself. Now I'm gonna leave Triarii out then. Here we're going to position our troops just on the other side on the wall, and I'll be waiting for the enemy to start climbing down. We would have to fight this enemy anyway, and I'm going to rely on my javelins to weaken them. So these guys should start blasting the javelins. here we see that we're getting the shots that I actually wanted. Also, we're surrounding the enemy there, and things are not looking bad. If they start to rout, they're going to suffer.
Our soldiers have captured the walls! Now is the time to press on and capture this place!
The walls are ours. We are landing awesome shots on the enemy. And it looks like the forward positions are retreating as well. They will retreat. Looks like they're companions from the town center, never showed that. And so they will be cut to pieces one by one. Okay, these troops are bugging out a little bit. One Achilles left here, but he was Achilles for so long. Now it's time to split the troops. Into two, so that we would be able to attack with a far greater ability. Now, not all of them are walking to the location I want them to go to. It looks like I have not selected everybody that had to be selected. And it looks like some of these will be hit by enemy tower fire, as you can see. And all in all, going around like that may turn out to be a grave mistake. Well, they didn't took that many casualties. Let's take a look. They did took a few, and in scenarios where every man counts, this could spell a disaster without a doubt. Okay, so the armies of mine can start moving forward. So those were that was one tower that made the hit. And so I would have to take that tower otherwise. Okay, these can start moving. These need to run. I don't want the leads to move into the battle at all. These can start running. We didn't even have to split the forces because they are not that numerous, but it gave us valuable intelligence on the way cities are worked out, and we know what to expect. Okay. They did landed a very cool charge on us. I see. So the initial attack on us has been bad for us. Our archers have suffered and they will be routing, and this could spell a chain rout for us, because their charge was just so devastating for us. And as you can see, they're slaughtering us like dogs. Their general's bodyguard is just absolutely vicious. It's just a massacre. But we are bringing in reinforcements now. And hopefully the reinforcements will stem the tide. Obviously I'm risking my general here, as well as they are risking theirs. And their troops will be willing to fight to the death, which is a lot worse for us. I'm retreating my general just a bit behind, and I suspected that my troops would fight far better. Here I probably don't have to commit 2 brigades, but it will have to do. Also the archers may stop the enemy's advance for a bit longer. It would be best if we would throw javelins at them. In any case, their cavalry charge, as you can see, have proved to be very effective. Now the Hastati should get rid of
the enemy king is fleeing! This is truly a great day for Rome!
King's Guard. That was probably one of the most effective charges so far. In any case, that was their king, and our king was for a brief moment engaged with this enemy's king bodyguard company, and here that the same thing happens again. We killed him, he just fell. Bomikar.
The enemy king lies dead at your feet. Now is the time to strike hard at his grieving subjects.
That wasn't him, but that's him right there. Hasdrubal, that's the king. He's dead, and
all Rome will be amazed at such a victory. The day is ours.
that was another one of their captains who died. The victory is ours. We did suffer losses, far greater losses than I have anticipated.
Victory!
In any case, the victory is ours now.
Is Roman!
Now we have a few options here. Occupy, enslave, or massacre the population. This is a great city, but it's a great city due to the fact that there are a lot of residents, and due to this I'm going to occupy the settlement. So there's gonna be a massive cultural penalty, and things may not go well for us. I'll have to fix the walls here. In total, what did we get? It looks like this settlement is bringing us a bit of income. 129. I'm not. Oh, look at that. This has greatly increased the income in other settlements. Look at that. We're making 3,000 now with after taking Carthage. Wow, that's just absolutely incredible. It looks like the Carthage has given us very, very great income potential here. So what do we get here is that, oh, I see what happened here. Most of our money is actually income from Carthage, really. And that's why the income everywhere else increased, because the burden has been kind of given to Carthage. And as you can see, Carthage has over 9,000 residents, which is truly a great number of residents. So the income here is the actual profit, as far as I'm aware, rather than income. Maybe 1,600, 2,000, over 2,000. We get 700 paid from the settlement. So based on the size of the settlement, or on the income that the settlement provides, your armed forces total running costs are divided up based on that. So that's what they wanted to say. So if it's a big settlement with a lot of income like Carthage, then that's how much we would get. In any case, currently have 990. It could go as high as 1,485, but we don't need that. So from this settlement of Carthage, we are currently paying 1,600 in our costs. The salaries of the generals and agents are divided up according to settlement size, and this is amount paid. So this is exactly what I was saying. So the amount paid 617. Population growth is really fine. Scroll is at 3%. Population growth 25%. Governors influence. So we have just taken a very significant settlement. Truly significant settlement. Public order, Temple of Baal here. Let's take a look what we have. We'll have to probably tear this down and build one of our own temples. So we're gonna do just that. Just that, and I'm gonna go for Shrine of Jupiter instead. It looks like the income was reduced by a little bit. By quite a bit, actually. By over like 300. In any case, we're gonna go for our own temple, which is the Shrine of Jupiter. We could build an arena, an academy. This would kind of make our newly spawned noblemen be better at their things. Okay, so first of all, let's take a look at the settlement that we just conquered. First of all, obviously our new leader is living at Governor's Palace. Enables the construction of peace and send a diplomat. Governor's Palace is a deliberately impressive symbol of authority and wealth. Its grandeur demonstrates to the locals the benefits of belonging to an empire and the futility of rebellion. Because it is a major center of government, diplomats receive training here too. The palace allows development to continue in the settlement around it. Increasingly sophisticated improvements to existing structures and new advanced building projects can now be carried out. Cavalry stables. It allows us to build cavalry auxilia, equities, and war dogs. Cavalry stables produce the superior horses that are needed to train horsemen for more advanced kinds of units. They include training yards where superior horsemanship can be taught to the men and the horses schooled to face the noise and terror of battle, something that does not come naturally to them. Some stables also include facilities for handling larger war beasts such as elephants. This building can be upgraded further when the settlement grows. We don't have in our empire cavalry stables as far as I'm aware. Stone walls. Stone walls are fairly substantial but truly determined. Attackers will be able to breach them With towers and gatehouses, these are formidable defenses, but not completely impregnable. The need for security and civic pride will mean that stone walls are desirable. These are defenses that can protect the local people and offer protection to rural folk who flee from raiders. Improving the walls also adds grain stores to extend the time a settlement can resist a siege. So extra wall defenses, bilingual reinforced gates. Militia barracks. Militia barracks have a better facilities to train and house semi-regular soldiery. They can be improved as the town, its population will grow. Being citizens at arms, these men have chosen to defend their homes and loved ones, but they may not be as professional as full-time soldiers. Their barracks are clean but lack creature comforts. These men are here to learn the skills of war and defend the state, not enjoy themselves. So these are militia barracks that allow us to train hostility. Here we have just the barracks and militia barracks as well. Okay, the port. Trade fleets available 1. So it has connected trade fleet with Capua, the city where the famous Spartacus rebellion originated, where Spartacus himself lived. Enables training of Byreme. A port brings trade and wealth to a settlement and allows the construction of simple ships. Access to the sea is vital for all long-distance trade. The sea lanes are the true highways of the world, and carrying goods by ship is the only way to move them cheaply enough to make a profit. Indeed, it's usually cheaper and quicker to send a cargo halfway across the world by sea than to next city in a cart. Militarily, ports are important because they have the men and equipment needed to build a fleet. Market. Increase in tradable goods, population growth bonus 0.5%, enables recruitment of a spy. As the settlement grows, the returns on trade improve too. As long as merchants are encouraged to do business, an organized market allows locals to trade and brings in outside traders too. It's a place for people to meet, buy and sell, and catch up on gossip. Many goods are available, including information at the right price. Trade can of course be taxed. It can also be improved when this building is upgraded. The market is also a place to hire those who specialize in information business. Okay, we are going to making quite a bit of cash now, so the markets are going to be a big deal. Region expands. Flavius Julius. An addition has been made to this man's personal retinue of servants, retainers, and associates. Decorated hero, a clever leader, knows how to use the fame and bravery of others to his own best advantage. 20% discount on units training costs. So it looks like our great leader, Flavius Julius, after taking the great city of Carthage, has invited a decorated hero after this battle to serve him. Now here we'll have an ability to retrain our legion, and I'm going to after that create another legion here, and
noble master,
that's it.
Awaiting your command.
I wonder, can I have an alliance?
I shall speak with them at once.
With Numidia. We would pay you approximately 1,000. What do you say? A vice troffer offers correct value. Offer to merchant. Suspicions are raised. We must reject our offer. Okay, so they may not agree to this right now. However, they may agree to this later. I'm going to better train a spy cell so that they could move south and look for enemies around. We will have to march out on the enemy soon. Oh, look at that. Predicted profits 1,500. projected profit is 1,600, so it's not 3,000 as it just kind of recently was. 1,800. So changing things around is going to very much negatively improve things. Okay, so if everything is fine, then it shouldn't be messed with. In any case, we'll still be making quite a bit of cash nonetheless. So I'm gonna check the panel again. So here it's not making nearly as much money. It kind of nearly as much money, so it doesn't really kind of show me the real numbers, which is something I don't like very much. And we could see settlement on the battle map, but it's just the settlement on the battle map, nothing more. Okay, so this settlement is, for example, making over 2,000 in total. Here we can see the building chains. So eventually the walls can be improved to epic stone walls. Okay, so what do I want to do next? I want to attack Karalis.
Fleet ready!
That is without a doubt
Orders?
a very important move. Or better even, to attack Lily Biome. In any case, I should probably build a bunch of buildings and just focus on conquering and retaining my strength. So a suitable husband, I'm not going to, as mentioned before, take in anybody besides the one that's end up being married, but I kind of need to think about it. So there are two ways to getting characters, one through female marriage, another through male birth. So it looks like I will have to kind of allow the females to marry, and in this way we'll get other families, not just Julia, which I kind of liked the idea at the very beginning, but now I realize that I would have to kind of miss out on female characters then, and it's fine. Then that's probably the way it has to be. The house of Julia has another member. The following factions not war with each other: Thrace, Dacia, Britannia, Germania. And we've got some recruitment done. I haven't checked the financials very well. It's 2,500 at the moment, so it's certainly not bad at all. And we're gonna stay here before we move out just for a little bit longer. 2 new trade lanes have been successfully done.
Imperator.
The Hastati,
Aye, Captain.
the new force is here, and
Ready to sail! Aye, aye, Captain!
let's sail then.
Imperator! Orders? Move out!
South. Let's sail south and land on Karalis.
Moves depleted, sir!
Okay, here I'm not going to focus on any additional forces for the time being. Instead, I'm going to build land clearances here. This character dislikes farming due to the fact that we're not building any farming related buildings. He's a social drinker. Always first to celebrate after a hard day of conquest. This man spends time drinking with his men. It has some benefits. So it looks like if I won't build anything, and then the leader will be getting bad trades if he's managing the town. He's local. He became a local hero. Tales of this man's deeds on the field of battle are probably exaggerated in the telling, but he is becoming well known nonetheless. +1 morale for all troops on the battlefield. 5% bonus to your popularity with the people. He's smart. His hair. Everything seems to be in order so far. He's a merchant, so that's good. Let's take a look how much we're making out of trade anyway in our settlements here. For example, here 500 over 500, 128, 358. Farms that are making us as much money in Carthage as the taxes, and all in all, farms are a significant income booster. Okay, I'm gonna go for normal taxes. Let's see how that would go with my future income. 328. So it would pretty much mean I will not be getting much at all. So this has to be cranked up quite a bit, really, if possible, to the limit. For example, now I would be making a little bit more. But this was this is newly conquered settlement, so it can be the way it is for now. Okay, is there anything else I could build? Let's take a look. No, it's not. It looks like things are not looking bad so far. Peace 5 with Carthage. No, I will not agree unless they... Oh, look at that. They have so many settlements. In case they would give me Lillebeim and Karalis. We cannot meet this offer and therefore must refuse. So Carthage is a great empire, without a doubt.
Aye, Captain.
So, first of all, Senate offices assigned. The Senate... The Senate has finished its August deliberations and assigned the important offices of state as follows. Quaestor to Lucius Julius, the lowest rank of magistrate usually charged with managing the treasury and the first meaningful appointment of all men looking for a political career in Rome. Okay, it looks like he's very prominent. He's managing our capital. This man is an efficient administrator, well able to deal with unexpected crises. Alright. Construction of port. A port brings trade and wealth to a settlement and allows the construction of simple ships. Access to the sea is vital for a long-distance trade. The sea lanes are the true highways of the world, and carrying goods by ship is the only way to move them cheaply enough to make a profit. Indeed, it's usually cheaper and quicker to send a cargo halfway across the world by sea than to the next city in a cart. War declared. Parthia versus Seleucid Empire. And here we got a nice profit. Our projected profits have reached
Aye, Captain.
good levels.
Captain. All ashore.
Let's get these guys on ashore. It takes quite a bit of time.
General, prepare for battle.
And we're gonna move on Karalis.
Move depleted, sir. Ready to sail.
Done.
Set sail.
Now it's important to avoid Carthaginian navy assaults. And at the same time, assault like positions like those. Here I could try to
At your service. On my way.
attack Thapsus and take the settlement for myself. I am gaining powerful income, reasonably powerful income at this point. I have 2 armies in the vicinity.
Moves depleted, sir.
The enemy seems to be
Sir! Sir! March!
very much lost, to say the least. Let's take a look what will happen now. This would reduce our income, but not by too much. They have forces here, but these are not much. Burrus is currently in defense. Their forces should not be able to stop us. And so I shall advance on them there.
Move depleted, sir.
Next, I'm gonna go for growth. They don't look very happy, and I will be constructing a few more hastati here. The temple may prove to be very much game changer. 30% public order is very bad. They may just simply rebel against us very quickly.
Waiting your command.
Okay, these guys, the diplomat will have to
Can I be of
go
service?
north
Your honor.
because I don't really need him
No
here.
more moves.
And let's take a look. A temple of Jupiter. I'm gonna go for that. Let's keep everybody fine and well and happy for the time being. Alright, in Carthage, citizens killed over 900. That's bad. That's very bad. It looks like I wasn't aware of how many would die. It's 45% currently. And large temple of Jupiter. So we currently have temple of Jupiter. This temple is dedicated to the Jupiter, the supreme god of Rome. He is the special protector of Rome, the lord of heaven and the bringer of light. Auguries are the way in which Jupiter communicates with the mortal world, and his priests are skilled in reading signs in the flight of birds, sacrifices, and so forth. Religion always makes a people feel happy and content to know that the gods are properly honored. This temple can be improved. Okay, so I'm going to make a bigger temple of Jupiter. This large temple is dedicated to Jupiter, the supreme god of Rome. He's the special protector of Rome, the lord of heaven and the bringer of light. Religion always makes people feel happy and content to know that the gods are lavishly honored. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna focus on. And
General!
we can take another settlement here as well.
General!
What if
General!
I would bring
Leading the army!
the
March!
faction leader back to Carthage due to concerns about the population going into full-out rebellion, and it looks like the faction leader will be smart enough to deal with this terrible situation. The income fell sharply after the rebellion took place. Okay, here I'm going to attack Thapsus and siege it.
Besieging settlement, sir!
Good, the
Settlement
spy
under siege,
cell
sir!
can move
At your
south.
service. Secrecy is assured.
As you can see on the map and the mini-map, The territory is marked as white, which means it belongs to the Carthage. The next, we're going to siege Karalis as well.
Engage the enemy!
So that's very, very precious for us, the fact that we can, in fact, fight for settlement like that.
Besieging settlement,
That's
sir!
not being
Settlement under siege, sir!
contested by the Skippy is very, very good news. So we're being fast. We're being really, really fast. He's stern, he's skilled bureaucrat, consummate politician, confident defense, command time, good commander, faction leader. All in all, he doesn't have bad traits, which is very, very suitable for us. There are more buildings that can be constructed. Gonna go for some farming as well. Okay, that will be it for now. I like the fact that I can see the movement of enemies now. A small enemy force has landed, I think.
Yes, at once.
To the west. Let's take a look.
At once.
Even if they
Without
did
delay.
land
Out
it,
of moves.
they moved away.
No more moves.
Alliance now Seleucid Empire and Pontus. Recruitment report. Construction of a few temples took place. And we've got a new beachwood, so for court members. Priest of Jupiter. So after constructing a temple, this guy got a priest in his court. So let's take a look. A priest spends half of a lifetime studying subjects related to his god. He can spend the other half putting it to good use. Alright. He's drill master. Battles are less frightening for new soldiers if they have been cowed by learning drill from a fierce taskmaster. Plus 25% to movement points gives armies the ability to force march, 10% discount on unit training. So it looks like it's good that he's a drill master, that it would increase movement while not making troops fight less favorably in battle. Now, first of all, let's see what we are facing here in Karalis. Okay, it looks like some of these are not at their full strength. Here we see Ashmunamash Arsinoe. He's a good commander, a bureaucrat, bloody. This man enjoys the sight of blood, particularly that of his enemies, untouched by fear. This man never feels uneasy when going into battle. Battle is an old friend to be greeted and enjoyed, stern. This man's manner and lifestyle tends to be severe and unforgiving. He also has a shield bearer. A great general needs supporters and aides on the battlefield. +1 to the valor of your general's bodyguards. Okay, let's move into the battle.